Hitting buttons, Kathy. I don't know. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Monday Night Madness, another webinar gone wild here with Diane Hochman, Kathy Heath, and Duke Gromke.
Hey, guys.
Hey. Duke's like, hey. You're such a nerd, Duke. We had a big, and no, that's not an insult, guys. We were just having a conversation about the wonders of being a nerd. Anybody in the house a nerd? Raise your hand if you're a nerd, too. Amy, raise your hand if your dad's a nerd. that was terrible. She did too. Amy's got a beautiful suntan. She's been spending her time down on vacation. Good. Angus, you're the biggest nerd I've ever met.
And anybody who posts a picture of an alarm clock set for 2 o'clock in the morning is a nerd.
Guys, here, let's go back. I got to flip back over here. He's my crush of the week, Kathy. I'll admit it to him. But I know I'm his crush too. Guys, you got to meet Angus.
He's cool.
You have no idea, Kathy. You think you know. Okay, here he is. And when I was in Scotland, he looked after me. Oh, just be yourself. I like that. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning in the UK, and this guy took a nap and got up to watch the webinar. So you get a shout out on all my webinars, Angus. You're hogging them. But that's because you say cool stuff. So we love you. We're glad you're here. Anybody else? Let me put the hands in. Anybody else in the UK here? Let me look. We might have some Australia people. Hang on. Let's see who we got. Anybody else in the UK here? I'm not seeing hands going up, so I think Angus is the only diehard. The rest of my my UK buddies, I put them to bed. Angus won't go to sleep. So good evening, everybody. We're going to do tonight. We're going to just go back to the beginning. We're going to go back and talk to you guys about the concept of attraction marketing, okay? And it's funny, Angus, why are there two of you here? I'm getting frightened, and his little question mark keeps jumping around between the two of them. I think he's tricky. But in any case, you know, for those of you that might not have met me before, I started in business in 1999. I knew nothing. Okay, I didn't know what marketing was. I didn't know I was allowed to have a home business. I didn't know what network marketing was. I don't know that affiliate marketing, in fact, it didn't really exist at the time. You know, or it was just starting, just trickling, just starting. You know, Amazon, all this stuff, it didn't exist yet. And I got into this industry because I was $40,000 in credit card debt, and I wanted to be home with my kids. And I basically figured out very, very quickly, and I'm not afraid to admit it, that I'm a big fat chicken, and I didn't like walking around the mall. As Kathy would say, asking people, were you planning on hanging brassieres for the rest of your life, which is a line that Kathy was taught. And I have videotape of her pitching it. It's pretty impressive. I just was uncomfortable doing that stuff. And so I started to look for alternatives, and I was on the internet and, you know, doing research like so many of you guys have, and I came across a course that said you can get people to call you. I said, that's it. There's my solution. It was just like when I went to the opportunity meeting, Duke. So funny. I'm sitting in the back of the room. I'm like super chubby, and I'm super broke, and I'm sitting at this opportunity meeting for a weight loss company, and I go, that's it! I'm going to get skinny and rich! I shall be saved! I swear that was my whole reaction. I was like such a dork. I was like, that's it! So then I find a course that says you don't have to call people, they'll call you. And I was the idiot. The computer's yelling at me. I'm talking too loud, Kathy. It's, you know, go to me.
Yep.
Shut down. I was the idiot that went, cool. I'm going to get this course, and I'm going to learn how to get people to call me. And, you know, it's funny because I did, and it worked really, really well. This was the precursor of attraction marketing that we know it today. And then when I met the person who created that course, it was like 5 years later, and I told him what I did, he just started laughing. He was like, you seriously did that? He goes, nobody did that. Nobody believed me. I was like, I just did it. You know, I created, you know, a whole, I called it my marketing pinball machine. Yep. And, you know, the rest is history. I'm here today, you know, I'm very, very blessed. I'm one of the top marketers in the home business industry. They say I am, Kathy. I don't know. I mean, I'm
Well,
just like a mom with some kids. And
Diane, Diane,
what?
you are.
Okay, thank you, Kathy, because I
You're
wonder
welcome.
sometimes.
You're welcome.
Okay, good. According to Kathy Heath, I am one of the top marketers. I always feel weird saying it, but I mean, they keep asking me to come speak at events, and they keep, interviewing me and junk, so I suppose I've done something worth making note of. Angus, stop asking questions and making the thing jump around. It's making me weird. Kathy, will you go yell at him? He's doing like Q&A. He's doing this like little dance.
Well, he's not doing that. He's entered like a couple of questions or a couple of comments, and it just keeps bouncing back and forth on its own. I don't know why.
Oh, it's just his energy is coming through the webinar.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. So in any case, I was the idiot that believed this stuff. I was the idiot that was just too naive to think that I would fail or think that this wouldn't work, because I figured if some guy wrote a book about it, it must be true. And I'm not exaggerating. Duke, I mean, you know me today, and you know I'm like this hard, tushy, evil marketer woman that I am now today. You've known me. How long have you known me? Like a year now?
About a year.
Yeah, so about a year. So you know me today. Kathy's known me longer, and then there's some people around. In fact, Carla, there's a gal on the phone tonight. She lives here in Connecticut. She's known me for years and years and years, so she knew me before any of this stuff happened. Hello, Carla. It's good to see you. So she knew before any of this stuff happened in my life. I just was naive, and I just thought if somebody was teaching a class about it, it must be true, or somebody sold a course about it, it must be true. Or when I went to the opportunity meeting, I just went, cool, must be true. Everybody's making money. I'll make money too. Cool. And I'm not kidding, Duke. I'm such a moron. And thank God. Praise God that I was the more, my hands like up to the ceiling right now, Kathy. My hands up to the ceiling. Yep. I'm like serious. It's just like, because I just did it. So I'm going to show you guys tonight what it is that I did, what it is that I do, and what it is that you can do too. Okay. And by the way, there's no sales call tonight. I'll tell you some of the tools I use if you want to use them, or if you want to join us in some of the marketing teams that we have. We'd love to have you. But the purpose of this call is not our webinar. We have webinars now. It's 2013 almost.
That's right.
I'm growing up. The purpose of this webinar, besides to entertain myself on Monday nights, because I do this every Monday, I entertain myself and bring my best buddies to hang out with me. You know who I want? Is Tracy here? If Tracy's here, can you get her, Kath?
Sure can. Hold on.
If she's here. She's probably here somewhere. So the purpose of this, is just to teach you. I do these every Monday night. I've been doing them for free for years. Sometimes we have a guest. Sometimes we do sell something. But tonight is really just to talk about this. And this is what I want you guys to get. But before that, sidebar. Can I take you guys on a sidebar for a minute?
Yep.
Guys, if you want to communicate with me, this is where we are. It's facebook.com/Diane Hochman training. Okay, this is my fan page. So far tonight, what I'm doing is I'm tricking you guys to opt into my website. I did that because I told everybody they couldn't come here unless they opted in, and I tricked them. And see, everybody's working so hard to get leads, and I just go, hey, do this, and I just got 45 leads in like 2 minutes. So you guys can work hard if you want. I'm kind of lazy. And as far as communicating with me, if you want to ask me a question, you can write in the Q&A box and chat with Kathy and Duke and have a field day, have fun, make fun of me behind my back. It's all cool. But if you want to talk to me and you want me to address your questions and stuff, you need to do it over here. Whoops. So facebook.com. Hello. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button, Jeff. Facebook.com/Diane Hochman training is where you'd want to do that, okay? And if you haven't ever commented here or been on my page, you will have to like me, but you can unlike me later if you really okay? So, yes, she's punchy again. This morning I did the My Lead System Pro wake-up call, and I was on a roll, and I'm still going and blowing. And
good, good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Punchy. Okay. Guys, now, a couple things. One, when you are learning marketing, see, back in the day, because I'm so old now,
Oh,
back in the
jeez.
day, like 2000, 2001, 2002, okay, back in the day, the quantity of information that you have available to you now didn't exist, okay? So we didn't have our heads swarming with so much information. And also the quantity of training and content that you have available to you today didn't exist. I mean, I would have given my earlobe, I would have given my earlobe with the earring attached to it for the training that's available out in the marketplace today. What is free today, we would pay thousands of dollars for in the past.
Yep.
So while it's a blessing, I think it's also a curse a lot of times because there's so much. And the thing that I see stopping, Elise Alamo and her eggplant is here, Kathy.
Are they here? Are they
The
here?
eggplant is here. Guys, if you think I'm weird, she is expecting, and every week she updates us on the size of her beautiful growing baby, and this week
It's an eggplant.
it's an eggplant.
Oh.
So Elise, we love you, and you're beautiful, and
We do.
we love
We
following
do.
your pregnancy, and it thrills us to death. I just saw her name come up. So what I'm seeing is, guys, what's happening with people is that they're so busy anticipating what they might do wrong or what the mistake that they might make, or trying to compare themselves with some marketing guru like me. I think it's so funny when like me, I'm such a guru. So anyway, but comparing
You're
yourself,
our guru, Diane.
yeah, hello, Tracy. Because I've been doing this for 13 years. It would be like a med student on day one comparing himself with a master surgeon. That's kind of kooky. It's like, oh, yeah, I just got here. I think I'll do a blog post and some cardiothoracic surgery. Hello. Like somebody will read one of my letters and they'll go, oh, my gosh, it's so good. I can't write like you. Of course you can't. You haven't been doing this for very long. Isn't that fair? That's why we have systems with swipe copy and done-for-you things that you can use as you come down the road. So I want to tell you right now, one, you are smart enough to do this. You are good enough to do this. You are skilled enough to do this. If a dingbat from Connecticut could figure this out, I am telling you, you can do it, and you can do it better than me, okay? But that is the reason why people fail at this. That is the reason why people struggle, and that's why people run, I call it getting on the perennial hamster wheel, because they run from program to program and system to system and teacher to teacher, because they're so petrified that they're going to do something wrong, or they're so dying to find the hot system or ticket that they never make progress. So I hope you will listen, and just to get your attention and just for fun and kicks and giggles, I'll do something that I rarely do. Once in a blue moon, I'll do this. I'm about to show you a folder in my email that I keep. And this folder is where I put all the notifications that I get from different commissions. Now, mind you that a lot of systems, tools, and different things don't send me notifications. I just get paid. They don't send you an email every time. Thank God they don't all send emails.
No.
And I'll tell you the truth, the one you're going to see the most is My Lead System Pro, which I'll tell you about later. And I almost want to tell them to turn them off because it's a little annoying. But guys, this is what, and this is just going to go on and on and on. This is what your days can look like. It's just over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Have I made my point yet? Because guess what? When we get down to the bottom of the screen here, there's going to be another page and another page and another page and another page of all the commission notifications that you, because forget about me, who gives a crap about me? And I miss putting half of them in this folder or whatever. Who gives a crap about me? I guess I'm still going, and I'm still going, and I'm still going. Wait, shall we do some more? Guys, you could be receiving sales, affiliate commissions, sign-ups to your primary all day, every day. Now, there's some guy going, well, there's only like 4 on that day. Well, okay, this one has a lot. This particular day, I mean, I'm just picking a random day. This day had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, 12, 15, 16, 17. Another day there might be 3. Another day there's 22. Another day, if it's a hot day, is 46 and 52 and whatever. The point being is that there's never a day without money.
That's right.
There's never a day without money. And if that doesn't excite you, and I know you're looking to get rich, and there's things out there that are going to tell you you're going to get rich in a day, and you can be rich in 2 weeks, and all you got to do is do this and that, and I won't even say terms to indicate what I'm talking about. Guys, you want to build a rock-solid business that will keep paying you, whether you work or not. Do you know that if I don't know, it's going to slow down if I don't work, and if I stop showing up, it's going to slow down. But do you know that if I get up on the 1st of the month and I do absolutely nothing, I still will make more than probably 95% of Americans if I do nothing? Now, this is what I'm talking about. And everybody who knows me, and if you don't know me, you need to know, I am not a money hyper person. Okay, like I don't like to hype up stuff. I don't tell you when I have a $30,000 day because I think that's irrelevant because it doesn't go on every day, and it's not relevant to a new guy. But I do think that you could be having $100 days very, very quickly. $100 days and then some other big hits. That's $3,000 a month. That's a really good start. Okay, I am about, and we, Duke, Kathy, that's why we're here, Tracy, all of us. I brought Tracy Housel over. I love Tracy.
Love you, Diane.
And so, I love you. There we go. It's just a festival.
Whoa, wait.
What?
I love Tracy too.
And I love you,
why don't
Kathy.
we forget about the training? Let's just not do the. Now that I showed them all the money is on, let's not do the training. Let's just sit here and go, I love you, John Boy. Okay. So, okay.
I'm going to let you guys fight over this one.
I know. We were all getting around to you, so get frightened. Get very, very frightened. Okay. So, guys, this is about building a list and building residual income bases that pay you over and over and over again. If you happen to be, by sweet serendipity, in the right place at the right time with the right program, and you get a windfall, because there's several places that's going on right now. It's exciting to watch, especially when I see people that I know and have worked with just hitting it big. It thrills my heart. But what I do know after 13 years of experience, I'm like that cranky mother giving their teenager advice. I know you think you're in love, but, okay. I don't want to be that cranky mother, but I am, sorry. And those things, they pass. Okay, even if companies stay intact and stay stable, they go through windows of expansive growth and then stabilization and leveling off. And if you look at every major company that's a billion-dollar company, we could see those periods. They had those periods and then they level off. It's not always going to be like that. Just like when you fall in love, it's not always going to be like that. And then the question becomes, does the love sustain? I'm married for 22 years. I like to think the love sustained. We're still here. We're pretty happy. We're good together and all that good stuff. But so it's the same thing with your business. Will you sustain? I think every way that you can make money is great. Every program's great. There's all kinds of cool things out there, but I want you to think with your head, and I want you to truly learn the fundamentals of attraction marketing, how it works and why it works, because this is what I see. A lot of people get fancy because there's some kind of cool thing going on the internet, and then it dries up, and guess what they're back to doing? In fact, I saw today, fancy attraction marketer talking about how many people they dialed today. I don't want to dial people.
Me either.
Okay, I don't want to call up and solicit people.
Mm-mm.
I want to have fun. I don't want to call people that don't want to talk to me. And some people will get mad at me and go, that's not reality. It's my reality. I can't tell anybody else about their reality. And am I saying that there aren't millions of successful people in this industry that do call a lot of people and do all that stuff and go out and ask people if they want to hang brassieres for the rest of their life and stuff like that? They do. It's just not my bag because I am an attraction marketer. So you guys ready to work now that I've done a 20-minute preamble?
Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And the people still here? They run away?
They're still here.
That's good. They didn't run away yet. This is good. All right, so let's get into this meat. what I do a lot of times is I just throw up a notepad or I draw. Actually, I'm going to use paint today.
Paint? You're getting fancy.
Actually, I've been doing very well with my paint thing. I've been making some good diagrams. Now, some of you guys have never heard this. Pay close attention. Some of you guys have heard this. You've heard it from me a lot of times, and for some reason, it's a mystery. I wouldn't sign up for that class. You're not doing it. And some of you know how to do this, are doing this, but need to do it at a harder clip. Okay? So, and what we're going to do is, guys, feel free to start writing questions or comments over at facebook.com/Diane Hochman Training, and I will cover them. So, we're going to do that famous training first, really briefly, that everybody has heard me do. If you haven't, welcome to my world. You too will be grilled on this in the future if you come hang out with me at any point. There's only 4 things that we do in this business. 4 and only 4. I don't care what they're trying to sell you this week, what the hot program is, what the hot this is, you know, the new training, the new seminar. By the way, I sell trainings and seminars, so I absolutely want you to buy trainings and seminars. I'd also like you to sell some of my trainings and seminars and make money with me. I know a lot of you guys made money. We did a great cold market recruiting seminar with Doug Firebaugh this past week, and a lot of people made a lot of money with it. Congratulations to all of you that did. I'm thrilled to have put some cash in your pocket. Stay tuned for more of that coming up. There's only 4 things we do. Kathy, am I too rambly tonight, or I'm okay? Kath?
You're good.
I'm good, Duke?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Duke's not used to my insanity, so that's good. I mean, he is enough, but if Duke says I'm okay, because Kathy's generally just nice to me.
I don't know if you ever really get used to it.
Exactly. Keeps you on your toes, my young man. Okay. I was talking about you yesterday, by the way, Duke, in a great way. Okay, there's only 4 things we do, okay? We collect people, okay? We collect them. We get them to notice us. This is where we get them to see us, okay? There are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons, oh, did I mention there are tons, of ways to get people to see you, okay? There's ads, and there's Facebook, and there's YouTube, and there's classifieds, and there's pay-per-click, and there's, you know, I could go on and on and on and on and on. There's 10 gazillion ways. You can stand on the corner and hand out flyers. You can stand on the corner with a sign on your back. You can hang up signs on telephone poles. Pretty much every way to collect under the sun that exists, I have done. You can do the fishbowl technique where you run a little, ever go in a diner or somewhere and they're running a contest that says, put in your business card to win a free lunch. Guess what that is? That's a collection method. That's a way that people are putting that out there, buying the free lunch to get your contact info. Okay?
Diane?
Yeah?
You can also walk up to people and ask them if they planned on hanging brassieres for the rest of their life.
Brassieres for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
For those of you, I will put that on my Facebook wall after. At the conclusion of this webinar, I will put up the embarrassing video of Kathy showing us her worst MLM pitch. That was it. So, yes, you can walk up to people and ask them cheesy questions. And gosh, that works, guys. I'm not, you know, if you know how to do it and it's working for you, do it. And by the way, you never swing the pendulum. If you have a couple methods that are working, add something on, learn something new, but don't stop doing what you got going on that's working. If you've learned how to recruit 1 or 2 people a month with a particular method, but you're not satisfied, awesome. Keep doing that, and then add on some of the things I show you tonight, okay? But you don't go, I'm an attraction marketer now, and dump everything you have going on. Okay. I have a client right now, she's absolutely awesome, but she was listening to some advice where they were swinging the pendulum, so her whole team got completely distracted, and her volume went through the floor.
Wow.
And it's funny because when she started talking to me about this and she told me what went on, before she told me, I said, your volume went through the floor, and if it didn't, it's going to. She goes, how did you know?
Yeah.
Because you don't distract people and get them off on a tangent, okay? What I'm teaching you tonight is fundamental, It fits into old school, new school, offline, inline, upline, downline, sideways, hokey pokey. Okay, it fits in every. Kathy, don't laugh because you always laugh at my jokes. See, Duke doesn't. That's why I brought Duke around, because I need somebody that doesn't laugh at my jokes. So
I can't help it.
I know you can't help it. Just
I
like
only
you,
laugh
Doug.
at the really funny ones.
The really
Mine's
good. That's what I'm
non-biased.
saying. I got to up my game when Duke's around. So, collecting is getting people to see us. By a show of hands, does everybody understand what collecting is? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller. Okay, a couple of them. Everybody else is playing on Facebook right now. Okay. All right, good. A couple of cool people are here, man. All right.
I see.
A couple of cool people. I see some cool people. Okay.
I do too.
Good. All right. The next step is to capture. Okay. All this is getting name. Ooh, go away. I don't want another arrow. Go away. I want a text box. You think it would behave for me? Okay. This is getting name, comment, number, and email. I'm a terrible typist. Guys, get over it. Okay. Getting name, number, and email. Or name and email if you're just strictly an internet type. That's cool. Okay. This is where you're capturing them. Now, on the offline, we're generally either asking them for their contact information. We have a voicemail that they're calling. Okay, we can show you where to get free voicemails if you want a voicemail, where you just have a phone number and they call up and leave their contact information. Or online, we're generally using a capture page or an opt-in form. Okay, most of you guys have some. If you're here tonight, most of you guys have some form of capture page or opt-in form, whether it's on a blog or whether it's on a company site or whether you built one or you're using a system. Okay, the next step. And this is where a lot of people do not do well, okay? The next step is to communicate, okay? This is keeping in touch with the people. And see, here's the magic right here. Kathy, my diagrams are getting better and better. I'm very excited.
They are. I'm impressed.
Getting better and better. Here's
I didn't
the
want to
line.
interrupt you, but I'm extremely impressed with these diagrams.
Yeah.
You should be, because they're getting better lately. I used to, guys, the reason why I like to train in person, because I like to draw on like flip charts or whiteboards, and I always did conference calls, and so I had to describe what I was seeing or trying to explain to people. We did conference calls for years, and now we do webinars, and I had to figure out a good way to show people stuff, and I'm not a PowerPoint pre-planner. I don't know what I'm going to say in 3 minutes, let alone 3 hours. So for me to make a bunch of slides and pre-plan. So we're getting better. We're getting better. Okay, this is the line of demarcation right over here between capture and communicate, because this is where your prospect gave you permission to be in touch with them. Okay? This is what, in my opinion, this is what's missing from a lot of the marketing that people do, whether it's traditional offline marketing or even a lot of the online marketing. People run around, and how many of you guys see people running around and putting all these links up on Facebook?
Oh, yeah.
Buy my stuff, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Anybody see that going on?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody get annoyed by it?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's raising their hand. Nobody's talking to me here, Kathy. You guys are talking to me. Well, in any case, see, what they're lacking, and the reason why they're annoying, and the reason why we call them spammers, you know, that's like players, spammers, it's because you haven't gotten permission. A lot of people are like, it's my Facebook, and I can do what I want, and everything, and then people leave. So if you don't have permission to be in communication with somebody, you are a spammer. If you have permission, then your next step is to communicate, okay? And there's a lot of ways to communicate. And guys, we got to put our smart cap on and stop getting so caught up. You can do a call. You can call someone. You can email someone. You can put them in an autoresponder. You can have a text, right? Well, text. We are all taxed, overtaxed. Are you having an overtax burden? Don't get me going. Okay, a text, and then obviously we have text blasts. We have voice blasts. You guys getting a picture? We have all our social media stuff where we can communicate with them on Facebook, yada, 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 yada. Okay? Everybody on board with communication. Okay? My favorite way to communicate is email and following up via email autoresponder letters. But of course, all of these things work. But the main thing is, now when I was taught originally in marketing, back in my network marketing company, I was taught to collect and capture, call them up, get them into a presentation, and close them. And if you didn't close them, they became like disposable. And then you were told to, like, 6 months later, call them up and bug them. But of course, they had forgotten who you were, or you were annoying them at that point. Usually the time that we would start calling these people is when we were desperate to qualify for something. You know, like we wanted to get a cruise or a trip or something, and all of a sudden we were calling everybody and their uncle. So communication has to be consistent, and it has to be relevant. Okay, if you're sending them junk and it's the same, hi, read my sales pitch. Hey, it's 2 days later, I'd like to pitch you again. Hey, 3 days later, I'd like to pitch you. Now, this time, because some guru told me to, I'm going to pitch you 3 times today. You know, that's not relevant, and nobody's going to listen to you. Your content that you send people has to be relevant. Now, the question is, well, what if I don't know how to say something relevant? Well, we have systems and tools that can help you while you're learning. But guys, if you want to make money in the long term, you're going to have to learn to communicate. Okay? Otherwise, you're just an MLM parrot. So, do I still have that here? Where is it? I think I probably won't be able to find it, or maybe I won't. Wait. Wrong one. Wrong one. An MLM parrot is... I got to find the picture because it's so funny. We can look at pictures after if you guys want. Where are my pictures? I guess if I just go to albums. Oh, no, it's not an album. It's in this. Okay. I don't know how to run Facebook. I just make money on it. I'm serious. I'm so busy learning every intricacy of Facebook. I don't know how to run Facebook. Quote me on Facebook, please. I don't know how to run Facebook. I just know how to make money on it. It's loading pictures, but I have a picture of a parrot, and it says, don't be an MLM parrot. An MLM parrot is somebody who can't think for themselves and speak for themselves. They just copy and paste what somebody told them to copy and paste. And, you know, it just doesn't serve you guys. In the beginning, can you use copy that somebody's given you? Absolutely. You know, I provide my people different things. Most of the affiliate programs out there, I guess this picture doesn't want to come up, but, you know, being an MLM parrot is, people can tell. What does a parrot do? A parrot can't really think to speak and have a conversation. All it does is go. Whatever the parrot is taught to say, the parrot will repeat. You can't build a stable business based upon being a parrot. I really want to show them this picture, but I don't know how far back it is.
Diane.
Yes, Kathy.
Diane.
Yes.
If you go into your photos,
yes,
and you click not photos of Diane, but right next to it where it says photos 1291.
Yeah, I was there, but it wasn't.
Click that.
Yeah, I did. Oh, there it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It wasn't loading before. Don't be an MLM parrot. You are so much more. Okay. And this is if you were on my training last week, which a bunch of you guys weren't. On my training on Wednesday that we did for my Lead System Pro, I taught this is actually what's called a meme, these pictures and different things, which you can go back and catch that training. Ask me about where it is. So let's go back to our draw. So communication, when we have permission, can be all these different mediums, but the most important thing is it has to be relevant, okay? Because otherwise they won't keep reading your emails. They won't take your calls. They'll get annoyed when you text, okay? It has to be consistent. You can't, out of sight, out of mind. Write it down, okay? You've heard this for a million years. Out of sight, out of mind. Biggest mistake people make when they get into this is they're busy. So something goes on, they like, you know, their toe hurts. So it's like I couldn't write to my list for 3 weeks because my toe hurt. And it's a lot of, now they've told all of Facebook that their toe hurts, by the way. And everybody on Facebook knows, and they send, you know, their prayers. So everybody's praying for so-and-so's toe and stuff, but they haven't bothered to do business and email their list. So what happens is they have a much better toe and they're broke. So they can't buy shoes for their toe and their toe's unhappy. So, okay, it has to be relevant, and it has to be consistent. You can't start to get people onto this list. You get their permission to talk to them. Guys, it's like you meet a girl out on Friday night and you get her number. You can't wait 6 months to give her a call and expect she has a clue who you are. She's with someone else. She liked you on Friday. She kind of remembered you on Monday. By Tuesday, you're a thing of the past. Think about it. So, and then the last one, and then I'm going to show you how to do this, because everybody's like, well, that's great. How do you do it? Okay. Close. Closing is simple. Okay. Everybody's like, I have to close them. Okay. Closing is simple. Put them in front of a presentation and slash or an offer. Okay. How do I make all of those sales that I just showed you all those things, those commission notices for? I've collected people all over the internet through different, I do a lot of videos, I do Facebook, I do, a lot of different stuff. I've captured their name and email. Most of you, if not all of you, are on my list. If you're not on my list, you're silly beans, because I send out good stuff. It's at DianeHochman.com. I've captured your identity and information. I've gotten your permission to communicate with you. Now I communicate multiple times a week. I let you know what's going on. I say, hey, I got a webinar. Here's a free video. Here's a cool blog post. Here's what's going on. And then sometimes I go, hey, this is a really cool product. I just bought this, and I like this guy's stuff, and it's a really cool, like the other day, I told everybody about a great blog that just came out. Absolutely awesome, in my opinion, better than what a lot of people are using, and it helps you make a lot of sales. And I just said, hey, look at this if it turns you on. And thousands of people looked at it. Guess what happened to Hochman?
Hochman made some sales.
Ka-ching, ka-ching. Now, did I sell them? Did I teach them the benefits of the product? Did I show them the features? Did I do a presentation with them? No. I just said, this is cool, look at it. Now, everybody goes, it capture and communicate. See, if you collect, capture, and communicate consistently and relevantly, closing and making money and signing people up is like child's play. Child's play.
Hi, everyone.
No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Really, it is. So let's just, first of all, let's go back. I'm going to go over to facebook.com/Diane Hochman training. I want to hear your comments, questions. Does this make sense? If you've seen this before and haven't done it, are you recommitted? If you've never seen this before, does this make sense to you? Duke, does this make sense to you?
Yeah. So I wanted to, I guess, point out one thing when you're talking about communication.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me that my list doesn't pay attention to every single status update I put up there?
Oh, your list could care less about every single status update you put up there. And your list could barely care less about your emails unless you have a good headline for your email, and unless your subject line, I should say, and unless you have a relationship with those people, they could care less. How many emails did you get today, Duke? Ballpark?
32.
Are you kidding? That's it?
Wow.
Really? You haven't been around long enough, young man. You're
Wow.
not subscribed to enough spammy newsletters or anything yet. Wow. Kathy,
I got
how
a
many?
good filter box.
There you go. There you go. Well, but I'm asking, including spam,
Oh.
how many do you think you got?
A lot more than that.
Yeah, a lot more. Hundreds, right?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yep. Myself, non-spam, because I've been around so long and because of this and that, only in my primary mailbox, I'm getting hundreds, if not thousands, of emails a day. Yep. No wonder why she didn't get back to me, okay? And that's not including my secondary and tertiary mailboxes that I use to subscribe to different newsletters.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are getting thousands of communications a day between Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and email. So you really have to build that relationship with people, and you really have to say something that's important to them. Nobody cares about much of what most people write about. You know what people care about? Guys, raise your hand if you agree. Do you care about making more money? Anybody? Do you care about getting more leads? Anybody? Do you care about making your business easier so you can have more fun and hang out with your family more and go on more vacations? Anybody? Angela's like waving her hand. She's like, me. Okay. Do you care about my favorite video on YouTube? Not that much, probably. Do you care about how much money I made? The only reason why you would care is because it just, might give you social proof that it's possible for you. Do you care about, you might like a cute picture of my dog, but do you want to hear about my dog every day? I don't have a dog, but if I had a dog, I have a cat. His name is Tiger. How original. Guess what he looks like?
Tiger's cool.
Tiger's super cool, and he goes to Ohio now and again.
Yes, he does.
So, okay, people want to know about what they want. And the sooner you wrap your mind around it, because now I'm going to start to talk about attraction marketing and how it works and why. Why are there some people that generate so many leads? Why are there some people that make so many sales? Why are there some people that it just seems like they have the Midas touch? It's not because they're so special, except for me, and Kathy and Duke, but but no, seriously, it's because they understand the code of attraction marketing. So let's see what anybody has had to say. Let's see if anybody said anything to me. We'll see. Come on, Nellie. Go. And while we wait for my super slow internet, that stinks. Actually, it's there. Yeah, Shane's saying, and I've known Shane for a while, Shane, it is so easy to get caught up in the details. See, I was talking to one of my clients today, one of my top-tier clients, and she said that, she hasn't done any, she's been so busy building stuff that she didn't do any collecting and capturing this week. Well, guys, if you don't do any collecting and capturing and communicating this week, you ain't going to have a business, okay? By the way, a lot of people are like, this is so fancy or this and that. Guys, you could do it offline, locally. If you collect people, you meet them or they call your voicemail or whatever, and you get their name and email and phone number, can you automate it? Yes, you can, okay? You can actually manually add them. A lot of people think you can't manually add someone to an autoresponder. You 100% can. So if I meet someone, I'm going to Live the Dream event is coming up in a couple weeks. I'll tell you about that at the end. If any of you guys want to come out, we'd love to see you. When I go out there, if I meet someone and I get their contact information, I say, hey, can I throw you on my list? Am I going to go home and put them on my list? Absolutely. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to have, the spiraling website with Kathy, did you see how Doug
I
the
did. That was so sweet.
He knows I know
That was very pretty.
Everybody's busy making sparkly websites.
Yep.
And getting cool graphics that they forgot the fundamental. I could care less about, my website looks very outdated right now. One of these days I'll get it fixed up. I was like the last person to get WordPress. I was too busy collecting leads on my Blogger blog. I didn't care. What I care about is, did I collect, did I capture, did I communicate, and did I close today? Every day that goes by that you don't do those 4 things, I don't care how good your blog is.
That's right.
My headline on my email today was, did you forget to make money this week? You were so busy fixing up your stuff that did you forget to make money this week? Okay. I have another headline to a piece I did a while ago. It says if attraction marketing is so great, how come most attraction marketers can't attract a soul, let alone make a dime? It's because a lot of people were running around screaming the name. I'm an attraction marketer. I'm a this. I'm a that. I'm a this. I'm not a wussy. Okay. Okay. Whatever you want to say is cool, but the bottom line is, did you collect, did you capture, did you communicate, and did you close? If you didn't do that, it's okay if you didn't close every single day, but every week that goes by that you're not doing those things is a week lost. And here's what happens. It's the magic of the accumulation. Mm-hmm. It's the compound effect, as Jaron Hardy, editor of Success Magazine, would say. It's the compound effect. You don't have to be slick and you don't have to be fancy. If you do this regularly, if you just collected and captured 5 people a day through any means that you could while you were learning how to do the fancy stuff, and you had a relationship with them, what would happen is over time you'd have a big fat list, and then you'd be like Diane Hochman and go, buy this, and 22 people would, even though they don't even know what it is. It's like, here, come to this thing, buy this. and they buy it. I mean, guys, I send an email and people buy stuff. It's magic. Isn't that worth working for? Isn't that worth having? That way, if your program goes belly up or somebody does something weird or the head guy goes wicky-wacky or something, I've had all of those things happen in my life, by the way. I've had people drop dead all of a sudden, you know, that you expected to be there forever. It's like, oh, they died. Now, I don't mean to sound cynical. My mentor always said planes crash, people die. People quit diets. People get divorced. People disappear into that good night. People that you loved and worked hard with in your business, they just disappear. Mm-hmm. It's reality. Don't you want to have the security of the asset of a list? So that if somebody does something weird, dude, don't you want to know if Hochman gets freaky tomorrow that you have a list and you don't need me around?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, serious.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make sure that I survive when other people aren't still here.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, another night maybe we can talk about, you know, my paddle, kick theory of getting rich, which we don't have time for tonight. But in the end game, when you take control of your business and you learn this stuff, it is magic. And you now, I don't have to worry about any company I don't like, no problem. Company gets weird, they don't deliver their product on time, I'm so out of there. I'm not worried about whether I need their money or not. I do, you know, speaking gig. Like somebody called me for a speaking gig. It was probably going to be a $30,000, $40,000 day, and then they called last minute, you know, towards it later on and said, you know what, somebody else, and we can't have you come out, this and that. I didn't care. Other people would have been like, I need that money. I don't need money because I have a perpetual way to make money. I'm not being full of myself. This is what all of us that do. Ooh, you do that voodoo that you do so well. Okay. Okay. So minutia and details will keep you stuck because you're always anticipating what comes next. The only thing that comes next is, do I have a way to collect and capture today, and can I communicate with the folks? Okay. Okay. Excellent. So nobody's really talking to me here. Baby Ethan is ready to know to attract. Baby Ethan's going to come out of the womb like marketing. I love it. My kids do. Okay. Anything else? Nobody's written to me.
I got a question for you.
Duke wrote lazy and naive. There's your secret, folks. Yes, Duke, what is your question? Because you've just summed that up pretty darn well.
I was hoping you'd be too lazy to scroll down to find that one.
Go ahead.
I mean, so a lot of this, if you're looking constantly trying to get in front of the person, I mean, you're constantly fighting for attention. I mean, you mentioned all these emails that you're constantly getting. It's just, it's almost like you're that little kid that's pulling on your pants.
Okay. That way we'll have it for later in case we need it. Okay, so Duke asked, how do you cut through the noise? How do you get people to look at you without being annoying? Okay, I have numerous tricks to that. One is we talked about relevancy. Okay, we really have to tap in and learn and understand what it is that is relevant to people. Because I'll tell you right now, the right headline, everybody will click. Everybody will go, okay? If we start to understand what is relevant, and relevancy goes right down to their core, okay? This is going to be a little psychology, okay? Core needs, sex, okay? Sorry, guys, but they're physical needs. You can sit and get all wigged out about this, but that's why there's so much spam that's about having an extra big member and stuff like that. In case you needed any pills to help with that, anybody, they're readily available. Just check your spam box. They're sitting there. So that, love.
And you can get them from Canadian pharmacies, too.
Yes, you can get them from the Canadian pharmacy, but it is Canadian Thanksgiving. Tell my Canadian friends, I hope you're not here and enjoying your family, but if you are here because the holiday's almost over, happy holiday, happy Thanksgiving, and the pharmacy was closed today, but it will be open tomorrow for all your Xanax needs and your whatever Viagra needs. Tracy's dings in there. Do you think Tracy, they're like quiet?
I know. They sit there and they go zing.
Zing, zing. Okay. Sex, love, belonging. There is a major program right now that they're really their biggest platform. You know, people think it's money, but they're really much more attractive because they want to belong to something. Churches, clubs, all of it run on belonging. Okay. And then the reason why money is such a popular thing to talk about is simple, because people believe if you have money, can you get sex?
Yep.
Yep. Most people believe if you have money, you can get love, but that's probably not true. If you have money, can you have lots of friends? Yeah. If you have money, can you get shelter? If you have money, you know, all the things that are the core needs, you know. So money isn't really the core need, but we perceive that to be an answer to our core needs. That's why money will always, that's why women are attracted. You can have a butt-ugly man that has a lot of money, women will be all over him. Why? He's ugly. Maybe he needs those pills from the Canadian pharmacy. I don't know. But women will be all over that guy because they perceive his money as protection, as shelter. In caveman days, a man who had big muscles was the one that all the women wanted, and that still exists today. But generally speaking, if I took a bunch of women and I said, look, here's this Adonis of a guy, and here's this little nerdy guy that's good for like 42 million, which one are they going to go for? The nerdy guy with the 42 million. Now, they take the other guy, the pool boy, for a day, you know, but this call's getting X-rated. It's not after 10 p.m. Eastern. We need to stop. But they're generally going to go for the money, and it's not because they're greedy or evil or horrible or gold diggers or whatever. It's just that money means security to so many people because they feel they can buy their protection and core needs if they have money. So when we're trying to get people's attention, it really comes down to, are you saying something that's relevant to them and that their subconscious mind perceives that they're going to get their needs met? People want their needs met. And unfortunately, they don't want to do any work, most of them. I mean, I already told you I was lazy. But I also knew that if I was too lazy, I wasn't going to make any money. So I kind of overcame that. So people want their needs met, and they don't want to do any work, and they kind of just want to have fun. So how do you write a headline that gets their attention? Brand new system, does everything for you, play all day, work for 10 minutes, and make 10K this month. Junk like that. Now, how many times have you seen an ad like that? I mean, all we got to do is look at Facebook right now. They're all over the place. But why do those ads work? Because it appeals to their innate. Whole seminars about this. If you really want to become a pro, you got to learn about this stuff. But in the meantime, what we do, I'm going to get rid of this, is we steal, okay? We swipe, okay? You depend on people who have more experience than you. to do the heavy lifting. So you basically just become a promoter, not the one that does all of the work, the presentations. I make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars doing the collecting and capturing and then communicating and go, hey, go check this out. And somebody else does the whole presentation and all the copy and all that hard work that I'm too lazy to do. But I still make half the money because I make the affiliate commission for bringing the person to them.
Mm-hmm.
You guys follow that? See, a lot of people are like, well, they're making money off of me. I feel like I'm making money off of them.
That's for sure.
Because they did all the work. What was that, Duke?
Would you say that's also probably one of the reasons why you make more money, because you're not always the person selling? So they know if they come to you, you're not just going to try and sell them.
Well, partially. I mean, I just don't need to sell them all the time. And I think that people understand, like when they come to a webinar like this, they perceive that I don't need to get them, so that they're more likely to come around. And the more times somebody comes around, the more likely they are to buy from you. See, if people tonight enjoy this webinar, oh, Australia's in the house. Hey, Peter, good to see you. If people come around, they like this webinar, like I could sit here and run down the list of people that are on this webinar, and there's a lot. But many of them have been here around me many times. Some people are brand new, but many of them have been around me many times. And anybody who's been around me for any period of time, sooner or later is going to buy something from me. Not because I'm a good salesperson, but because I point at something that turns them on. So I'm just sitting here scrolling down the list, and Duke, you can. If I were to go down this list with you, I'd show you how many people have bought from me over time. So, yeah, I was taught by my mentor, you put them in the oven, and it's up to how long it takes them to brown, like a little bun. You know, that's up to them. Or I equate it to popcorn. You start shaking the pan. You throw the popcorn and you shake the pan, okay? And some of them are going to pop quick. Some of them are going to pop, you know, later. And then there's a few stragglers. And then inside of that pan of popcorn, you ever notice, guys, when you're done with the popcorn, there's still some that didn't pop anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're the duds, okay? They're the ones that are never going to buy. They just wander from webinar to webinar. I mean, I remember one time there was a guy who was making the rounds on my team. He had almost every person on my team spend like an hour with him. And he was making the rounds. He had no intentions of buying anything ever. He was just a lonely dude calling up people and making believe he was interested in their program so that he'd get a lot of attention from all of them. And it wasn't until they all started talking to each other that they realized this guy was making the rounds. And he probably got 20 hours worth of attention off of my group.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dud, okay? So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. And do keep interrupting me because I like your questions. They're smart and they're good.
I have another one for you later.
Well, give it to me now. Let me see what it is, and it might impact where I go.
So, I mean, we've talked a lot about kind of communicating, building that list, but eventually people fall off your list or you get tuned out for a period of time. So do you have any tips or tricks on re-engaging them?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you do quite a bit on social media. I've seen you re-engage people through that, but any sort of kind of tips along those lines on getting them to re-look at you and get re-engaged?
Yeah. See, when I'm connecting with somebody, I want to get them connected with me on as many channels as possible. All a channel is a marketing venue. So let's put it this way. I may have so many subscribed to my email list, but then I have so many subscribed to my Facebook profile, and I have so many subscribed to my Facebook fan page, and I have another so many subscribed on my YouTube, and I have another so many subscribed on my Twitter. So when they leave one, they're generally still left on another channel. Like, somebody would have to get really, like, I hate Diane to find their way through to getting off of all my channels. So right now, tonight, there's people that got the email and heard about this and came because of the email. There's other people that saw it on Facebook. There's other people that saw it on Twitter. I didn't have a chance to make a video, but they might have seen it on YouTube and so on. So when you get people on multi-channels, that's the magic. And by the way, this is the same magic when you're talking income streams. Some of you, you're going to look at what I tell you about this right now in one of two ways. You're either going to look at it from a lack consciousness and go, that's horrible. I can't believe she does that. Or you're going to look at it from a prosperity consciousness and go, that is the most brilliant thing I've ever seen. I'm going to explain it the way I think about it. When I meet someone, I want to get them into as many marketing channels as possible so that I'm communicating with them all the time. Think about it, Duke. Even if we didn't talk like we do, imagine how many times you see me a day.
Yep.
Between my list, between my this, between my that. You're seeing me all over. I literally have permission to communicate with you lots of times, like a friend would. Okay? When I get somebody involved with me in a business level, I want to get them into as many income streams as I can. Why are you selling them so much stuff? You're evil. Because one, if I get them involved in multiple things, there's enough income, like maybe they're using AWeber with me, and that's $6 a month. And maybe they're using Priceless Possibilities, and that's $12 a month or something. And maybe they're in MLSP, and that's 15 or something. When you add up the things that they're with me in, now it's enough money for me to be able to pay some attention to them. You guys get that? If somebody's in enough things with me, I can now pay attention to them because it's enough money coming in the door. If I make $1 a month off of someone, how much attention can I give them? Kathy, the answer is?
Not that much.
Yeah, not that much, okay? You guys got to get realistic. You're in programs in a matrix and somebody makes $2 a month off of you and you haven't put anybody in. Realistically, how much time can somebody give you? Not that much. It's just business. It's not personal. Lots of people I'd like to hang out with more, but they're not producing. If I have them in multiple income streams, then I can give them more time. When they call, I can pick up the phone, etc. Now, here's what's cool, Duke, and here's the evil part. Like I said, somebody unsubscribes from my list, so I'm getting too many emails. They're still seeing me all over. Somebody quits one of the programs, they're still on others. So I'm still getting paid even after they leave. Guys, how many of you have had somebody leave your MLM program? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody have seen someone who quit on you? Yeah. Or 12 or 24 or 4,000? Okay. What if you still got paid when somebody quit? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So these are some of the different philosophies. So let me show you, Duke, I don't know if that made sense. The multi-channel marketing is how I keep them engaged. Because what will happen is somebody will say, well, I didn't know about that. And I was like, because you unsubscribed from my list, my friend. So why don't you resubscribe and you'll know about it. And then they're going, oh, I'm sorry. They come back. Okay. By the way, when people leave things, I don't generally, except for a few rare occasions where there's special circumstances, it doesn't bother me. People have life. You know what I mean? Like, they come and go, they show back up. I have people that have been loyal customers of mine for 6, 7, 8 years, and they come and they go. They come back. It's like Weight Watchers. You go, you quit. You go, you quit. They don't get mad at you. They just expect that that's what you do. I don't know that you've been there, Duke. Probably not, since you're 7 feet tall and 12 pounds, but in a good way. He's actually, I think Duke is kind of hunky, but, not to embarrass him.
I've been told I have heavy bones.
Yeah. Heavy what?
Or big bones.
You're big boned?
So really that hunkiness is more so my bone showing.
Really?
That's what my doc says.
When I see you in a couple weeks, I'll evaluate your bones. That sounded bad. Again, 22 years your girlfriend's probably listening, guys. That was again, I'm
sounds
naive.
Like one of those Canadian pharmacy email headlines.
I know. No, thank you. Sorry, that was wrong. Okay. So everybody's like, okay, I collect, I capture, I communicate, and close. How do I make the money? How do I make the money? Okay, simple. The concept behind attraction marketing, okay, and I work with a gentleman that originated this. He had the first affiliate program in this industry, and he had the first site that laced together a bunch of revenue streams. Okay, a lot of places now they have, they're all kind of hooked together. He was the first guy to ever do it. I learned to do this when the guys who are the kings of attraction marketing now were like 6, okay? So, and it works, and it always works, okay? You just got a couple of things going on. It's real simple. You have a capture page, okay? Okay, there's two ways I build capture pages. One is My Lead System Pro, okay? You're hearing me mentioning it. Some of you guys know about it. Some of you guys use it. Some of you guys don't. And the other one is Priceless Possibilities. If any of you guys were invited here by me tonight, at the end I can give you the information about these. If you were invited here by somebody else, get back to them and ask them about it. These are the two ways that I build capture pages. Kathy, how long does it take me to build a capture page?
Oh gosh, minutes.
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 So Kathy and I are on the phone, or Duke and I are on the phone, and we have some cockamamie idea, and I go, okay, great, let's put up a page, and let's throw up that training, and let's go get 100 leads today. And
we
so
do.
5 minutes, I make a capture page. We record a little training on something, how to, I don't know, do the hokey pokey. And we start promoting that online, and the next thing you know, we have 100 leads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody's like, how do you do that? If you have something relevant that they want, here's a step-by-step training on how to do XYZ, something that you know. By the way, if you don't know how to do stuff, if you're a member of My Lead System Pro, there's 4,000 trainings. Go watch one and then turn around and teach it. That's how you do that. Or you can get reports from other people. There's what's called PLR, Private Label Rights Reports. You can go out and buy reports on how to do this or how to do that, and you can just pay a one-time fee, and now you have the rights to give them away as if you wrote them. Hello? You can cheat. You're allowed to cheat. Do you know how many of the biggest marketers in the industry cheat? They don't write their own stuff. Do you know how many of them that have books have written their own books? Not that many, etc. Okay. So we have a capture page, and on that capture page, there's an offer. Put in your name and email, and I'm going to give you M&Ms. Put in your name and email, and I'm going to give you, whatever. Okay. I'm not getting into crafting the offers tonight. Okay, we don't have time. Come back and see me sometime. Okay. They go into the capture page. Then the second page is generally the thing you offered them, like that free product, free, or offer. Okay. Sometimes they come in and you say, opt in and get my free report on how to build a $1 billion blog. And then when they get to the second page, we say, hey, this report's free, but if you'd like this amazing software that'll do it for you, it's $97. So there's an offer on the second page. Okay? Capture page, and then the second page is the free thing or an offer. Let's put free thing. You guys are going to forget. Or an offer. Okay, and move this over so it looks kind of pretty because Tracy's impressed with my diagrams tonight. Okay. And then what starts to happen now, this is easy peasy. You can get them that are pre-written for you, or you can do them yourself. I like to do them myself real time, but I've been around for a while. Okay. We're going to send them follow-up letters. Okay. And the follow-ups, FU1. Number one would look better. Number one. Okay.
There you go.
Mom, it was okay. I didn't really mean it. Okay. I'm really punchy tonight.
Yes, you really are,
I down
Diane.
in the dumps, and I didn't want to train, and I didn't want to do this for a couple days. Now all of a sudden I'm like, hey. Okay. The follow-ups are what we talked about, letters that are relevant and consistent. Hey, here's a cool training on this. Hey, we have a webinar tonight. Hey, Diane Hochman, psychotic, come down and hang out with her and me. Whatever. So you're following up. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about where you can find these pre-done for you. But if you really want to learn attraction marketing, the point is they come through a capture page, they get the thing you offered them, plus potentially an upsell. If you've ever been through MLSP, it's like upsell, upsell, downsell, upsell, upsell, sideways sell, up, 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 down. You know what? It works. It makes a lot of money.
Yep.
And then we're constantly following up, providing relevant communication. It might be a training. It might be welcome to a webinar. Here's an MP3 audio. Here's pictures from our weekend event. Whatever the case may be. And how long, Kathy, do me a favor, ask me, how long do you follow up on a person?
Diane, how long do you follow up on a person?
Until they die.
I knew you were going to say that.
Or they say, leave me alone. And then it really only means leave me alone for a little while. They generally come back around.
Yep.
Now,
So when they say, leave me alone, which FU do you send them?
when they say leave me alone, what do I do? What was the question?
When they say leave you alone, which FU do you send them?
What do I say? FU, do you send them?
Mm-hmm.
I have a special FU for when they say leave me alone. Actually, you know what? You have no idea. I really do. Dale Calvert taught me how to send things to people that say leave me alone. That is a special FU. So I like it, dude. Okay. Guys,
Oh, you guys are
inside
getting
of these
so
letters-
bad tonight.
I know. Inside of these letters, though, what we're doing is we're pointing at offers. Okay, we're pointing at products. How many products can you sell in your store? How many products can you sell?
As many as you want.
Thank you, Tracy Housel. See, she's quiet, and then she comes in with the right answer. I will get you a gold star later, young lady.
Okay.
I know that's falling off of my box there, but you point to products. Like I might say, I don't know, what am I selling this week? Thinking about what am I selling. Well, I'm selling Live the Dream, which is the upcoming event, right? I'm going to do a last-ditch effort for Live the Dream. So I might put a headline, and the headline says something to the effect of, I bellied up to the bar, ... okay? And then I might tell a story about events and you know, how many relationships I've forged at events and how successful I've become because of people that I've met. And then I'll turn around and I'll invite them to take a look at the Live the Dream event, which is coming up in Dallas, and invite them to come hang out with me there. And then I put a link to the whole presentation about the event where they sell them, okay? And if the person buys a ticket, I make however many dollars or whatever. I'm always selling something. You guys, you should always be selling. You're always looking for something that your base wants to buy. Because here's the thing, I used to be on my high horse back in the day. I don't want to sell too much. I'm not a pitch person. I love my people. I won't sell to them like that. Well, guess what they were doing? They were going to everybody else and buying the stuff that they wanted to buy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I won't participate in that launch because it's pitchy and it's just this and that. Well, guess what? They all went and bought I remember when Jonathan Budd first came out with his launch, it was like, well, I'm not doing that. This was years ago. Well, guess what? Everybody bought it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I show them things that they want to buy. And if you think about it, think about how many things you bought in the last 6 months having to do with your business. People are going to buy all that stuff. Why not have them buy it from you? And then the last question is, and then we'll wrap it up and I'll take Q&A. And there's so much more to this process, but I just wanted to go back to basics with you guys and get you to understand, you know, it's not that hard. The cash flow is all in here. There's lots of cash flow in here in these follow-ups, in the FUs, okay? Because we might be showing them, hey, do you have an autoresponder? Hey, do you need, you know, hosting for your, what is hosting and what can it do for you? Should you have a self-hosted blog? Should you have this? Because isn't that what you guys all do? Go, should I, shouldn't I, should I? They said this, they said that, they said this, should I, shouldn't I? And then what do you do when you're confused? You buy stuff. That's what everybody does. So all you do is you put the smorgasbord in front of them. Now, the question that somebody has on their mind, and it's a very smart person, is, well, that's great, but I want to build up my MLM downline. Okay, and of course you do. So one, you can weave in links to your primary program in your FUs. Okay, we're going to stop with the joke. In your follow-ups. I will periodically put in links and information about my primary program. And or once you have relationships with people, that's when you really can pick up the phone. That's when you really can direct message them and go, hey, so what are you working on? You know, do you have a primary program? And then they tell you, you know, I'm working on XYZ. And a lot of times they'll tell you they're not happy. And then you go, well, have you ever thought about, you know, what we're working on? It's very chill. When pros recruit, it's very chill. It's very, you know, if I'm talking to another pro, it's like, you know, oh, that's not going so good. Well, have you looked at this? And I get pitched, it's funny, I get pitched lots of times by professionals, but it never feels yucky because it's always very, like, they care. You know, why don't you take a look? So when I'm talking to people, that's all I'm ever doing, and Duke, this is for you. I'm just showing them things that might be helpful to them. I don't hinge on whether or not they want to get in to whatever it is. What I'm more concerned about is the relationship with that person and bringing them things that might be helpful. And of course, if I do, I'm likely to make a sale. So with the end game with the MLM, we're just we're creating cash flow through all of these sales that are going on with all the follow-ups. And then with that cash flow, we now have money to expand our businesses if we want to advertise or get to seminars. Or I'm not much of an advertiser. I know some of my colleagues advertise a lot. I rarely advertise because I'm a coupon queen. If I can get traffic for free, I'm going to get it for free. Again, another night we can talk about that. But I'm just really looking to you know, build this base of people, and then at any given time you send out a letter. Like if I send out a letter and say, hey, I'm looking for people for my primary, and this is what's going on, and this is what you'll get, I'll have 10 people contact me saying I'm interested in talking to you. And out of that 10, I'll find 3 to sign up, you know, 3, 4, 5, whatever. You don't have to struggle to recruit when you have a list. And that's what people don't get because they want to go from point A to point Z. If you'd go from A to B to C, if you'd collect and you'd capture and you'd practice on that communicating, the closing would start to happen naturally. And once the closing starts happening, then the recruiting falls in place. So before we wrap it up, and yes, I will take as many questions as you have, but I just want to show you guys, let's just do this. For those of you that are interested in working more with me and learning more from me, I am a top leader at My Lead System Pro. I will be speaking at their event coming up. You know, my link for that is just DianeHochman.com/MLSP. You can go check it out. There's a trial. You know, if you're on my list, you know I have some different cool things going on. Duke, where's your link to MLSP? Is it like DukeRomke.com, something like that?
Yeah, it's DukeRomke.com /join MLSP.
Okay. So if you were invited here by Duke. Now, don't just pick Duke because he's big boned. No,
Because
I'm
I'm
just
tall
saying
too?
if you were, yeah, he is very tall. I wish I'd known Tracy and you were going to be here. I'd put up that great picture of you guys. Kathy, where's yours? And guys, this is if you're invited by any of these people. If you're invited by somebody other than the people that are on here, just ask them. I know Linda Cromar is one of our leaders. She's on the line tonight. I didn't look through and see who else. You know, Tom DeMeo. I don't know who invited you guys. If you have a question about who invited you, just message me, and I'll make sure we get the thing for you. Kathy, is yours MLSP or?
Yep. Yep. KathyHeath.com/MLSP.
Trace, do you have a link set up?
I do. TracyLHousel.com/MLSP.
Geez, this is so easy. Notice Duke, you had to be different, didn't you? I'm teasing you.
Hey,
so there's ours, and a lot of our team would have a link like this set up off of their site. Now, a lot of people are like, well, I don't have a blog like that, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. You don't need any of that to start to collect, capture, communicate, and close. And one of the reasons why we use MLSP is because they have, I don't know how many, there's like 22 done-for-you capture pages with done-for-you letters in there, plus all the training that you need to learn to be a pro. They've also woven in all the affiliate revenue streams. A lot of our people are always in the top affiliates of Magnetic Sponsoring and Todd Falcone's products and so on and so forth. But we're not out, like I don't go out and sell those things. It's just all in my system. It's all built in. So I'm just getting, that's why I have so many affiliate commission notifications. They're just coming in all the time. So it's really pretty cool. And then the other tool that we use, whoops, oh, I got to be in a text box. And I don't know if all you guys have this or not. I think all of you guys do. This is the other thing that I mentioned that I build. I can build in 5 minutes web pages that look really cool. If you're somebody who's less technical. See, the reason why I'm showing you these things is because you have to have a way to create the capture mechanism. You have to have a way to create that capture page. Whether you know how to do it yourself, if you know how to do it on WordPress, rock it. If you know how to do it, you know, you're a member of MLSP already, are you using those pages and learning how to custom create capture pages? I'll just show you one, just so you have an idea. And, you know, a lot of times I see people, they'll get into MLSP, My Lead System Pro, or Priceless or whatever, and they just get so overwhelmed because they're busy anticipating stuff. They just don't go through the directions step by step.
And now my computer's slowing down.
Uh-oh. See, I have the effect. I did it to Doug. Now I'm doing it to you. I am evil. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to be out of here in a second, so if you have any questions, comments, or anything you need, actually, there's a couple of questions in the Q&A box, I still see. I don't have a blog or a website. Should I, or which should I do first? Not sure which to do. Patsy asks. Patsy, I really encourage you to, if you don't have anything set up, to consider using one of the systems that I mentioned, because setting up a WordPress blog can be a, you know, it can be a process that takes up to 90 days. Learning how to run it, et cetera, where with these tools and systems, and get back with me or whoever invited you, you can be up and running in a day. See, guys, I'm all about now. I don't care about all that other stuff. And when I first got into this industry, I just created a capture page. I didn't know anything fancy. When I started making videos, I didn't know anything fancy. All I knew is I needed to collect and capture now. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, but I know people that, I know you have a sparkly blog, and I know it's really, really cool. Are you making any money? I guess I'm back online now, dude.
Well, that's good, because mine's still doing something.
Yeah, mine blew me off there for a minute, too.
It's me. It's the Diane Hochman effect. It's like El Nino. David Duncan said he's never been on a webinar like this one before. David, it's like coming over to my living room and me teaching you, like you were a friend. Some people love it, some people don't, but those that love it tend to hang around. So, yes, Ernest, you're right. Drip, drip, drip emails. Yes, we are silly. how do you select your marketing strategy? I just gave you my marketing strategy. It's collect, capture, communicate, and close. How do I drive the people in? I don't have a favorite page. She asked what's my favorite page strategy. I don't have a favorite page strategy because I generally don't pay for traffic at all. Can you, should you, would you, could you? Sure, and we have great courses about, Facebook pay-per-click and YouTube pay-per-click and all that type of stuff. I think that most people can be generating 5 to 10 leads a day absolutely for free. Mm-hmm. And I do, and I've become very, very successful because of it. So I don't have a favorite paid strategy except for showing a little leg for Bob Clark, right? That's an inside joke. It's about I'm a promoter, guys. If you are an MLSP member, go back and I don't even think they posted it yet, but last Wednesday's webinar was all about promotion. If you're not a member, you might want to consider getting the 14 trial so you can get access to that training. I am a promoter. I am out promoting things, and I have all kinds of tricks about promotion, and that's why everything I do is free. I am all about keeping the money in my pocket as opposed to giving it to Facebook and the other powers that be. So, anybody else say anything? No, they're done. I've worn them out.
I think so.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you. You know I love hanging out with you guys. And Tracy, you're a sneaky Pete, man. You never know when you're going to do something.
I
like
am.
that about you. All right, guys. We're here every Monday night. We're usually not on this long, but I'm on a roll and got into this. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Guys, if you're looking for links and information about joining any of the things with us, you can get additional and advanced training in this arena. Let me know. Hopefully you are inspired enough to know that it is simple, it is doable, and you can do it too. If you just let go of keeping up with the Joneses and get into collecting, capturing, communicating, and closing, you will be secure in your business long term. So that's it. I'm going to relax and watch about an hour of TV. I'm going to allow myself. Ta-da! Really Netflix, but that's it. So I'll see the rest of you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
All right, see ya. Night.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call